Let me know, I'll adjust as needed. So how's it going, guys? Welcome. Welcome. So let's do some cookie clicker Q&A. You guys have any questions? Feel free to drop them in the chat and I will answer, and we will click some cookies in the meantime, and we'll see where it takes us. This is a thing that I've done. I think I've got like 8 or 9 of these that I've done in the past, and they've always been a lot of fun, and I just haven't done one in a while, and somebody asked me to do one recently, and I said, well, apparently there's some new stuff added to Cookie Clicker, like that. I just got a golden cookie that was in the shape of a rabbit, I guess, and that was cool. What's your favorite kind of cookie? What's your favorite kind of dessert? Favorite kind of cookie? I do like Chips Ahoy and Oreos both. And often what I will do is dip them in milk. I know it's not a very controversial thing to do, but I will do that on occasion. It's one of my favorite snacks, I suppose. Favorite kind of dessert in general, though? I like a lot of different desserts. I don't want to just pick one. I like cheesecake a lot. I think a lot of people like cheesecake a lot. I think I'll just stick with that for now. How were you in school? Did you go to college? Yes, I did go to college, and I did okay. I think I did fine. I actually had somebody ask me that recently on Ask FM, and it's like, I don't want to be too specific about stuff like that, but, you know, I did answer the question regardless. And that's also another thing. If you guys ever have questions, you can also feel free to ask over there. Should I buy a time machine? I should probably do that. I want to keep our CPM increasing as quickly as possible. It's 2.69 billion. It's costing me only a few million for each time machine, so I should probably buy a bunch of those. Because, yeah, all of a sudden, that number's going up a lot faster, as you can see here. What am I getting? 31,000 per click. Certainly could be a lot higher. Hey, Karu, it's going fine. Everything's cool. Thank you for asking. I hope it's going well with you. Same for you, more. My day was fine. Woke up a little bit late, did some YouTube stuff, went for a walk, had some food, watched the stream for a while. Pretty chill day, to be perfectly honest. Do I like tiramisu? Absolutely. I should probably mention that is definitely up there with one of my favorite dessert-type things. White chocolate and raspberry cheesecake is the holy grail of sweet treats. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, necessarily. I don't disagree with it, or anything like that, but I don't know if I agree with it, if that makes sense. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop out the chat, because every time I mess around with it, I end up defocusing on OBS, and I want to have that up top. Oh, and it keeps losing the music player is the other problem. Alright, so, sorry, I just sort of deleted all the chat, so if you want to ask a question I didn't get to yet, feel free to type it in again. Yeah, see, this song's gonna be way louder than the other ones, I have a feeling. What is the nice doo-doo song you have in your intro and outro? Oh, that's, just some music from the title screen on Crystal Catacombs. You should definitely check them out. Anybody feels like putting down the link for Crystal Catacombs, go take a look. How are you motivated to do what you do every day? I enjoy it. It kind of just works. I don't know. I don't really have to think too hard about it. Like, unless I'm just in a particularly bad funk or something, other than that, I pretty much just kind of go. It's sort of this feeling like I get sort of in a bad place occasionally. I feel kind of negative, and I just want to channel all the negativity into just, like, getting stuff done. Certainly there are times when I feel like, you know, maybe I'd rather not do something today, but I just try and compensate by having extra stuff from previous days that I can put into place, and then things just sort of work their way through. When is your next vlog? I should do one real soon. Probably, maybe I'll record one tomorrow. So, you know, in a couple days it should be up. What games you're looking forward to in the near future? Chasm, I really want to play the finished version of that. Hyper Light Drifter, and just like the endless, just crazy amount of games that just show up randomly. I don't always know a lot of the games that I'm going to be really into far in advance. They usually just show up and then I'm excited about them. Hi, Austin! This is my jam, yo. What do you think of the new Wolfenstein? Will you buy it and or understand German words it contains? I don't know, actually. I haven't really seen that much about it. I've seen that Ryan got invited to some party that was being thrown when we were at PAX about the game, and he went and he said it looked kind of average. I mean, that's fine. I would probably try it, though. I'm kind of in the mood to shoot some stuff right now. I think that could be fun. In a, in a video game way, of course. Hi, Kyle! Will I understand the German words it contains? Maybe, maybe not. Depends which ones they are. I don't know that many German words anymore. Where do you get your music? All over the place. Just sort of whenever something looks interesting, I grab it. Or sounds interesting, I should say. Any advice for someone considering getting into live streaming? Be yourself, have fun, be consistent, make friends. I think that's pretty much the easiest stuff to say. What motivated you to make indie impressions? Well, I needed something that I could do consistently. It really seemed like the right thing for me to do, just have like some kind of series that's just like the endless thing that I do all the time. And I was discovering how many indie games there were out there that just didn't seem like anybody noticed or cared about, and that was kind of bugging me, so I wanted to do something to try and help get people noticed. And I figured, hey, the synergy could kind of work out. These people want to get noticed, I want to get noticed, and we could kind of piggyback off of each other to make something work out. And, you know, I just fell into this loop of just doing indie impressions every single day, and it just seemed like the right thing to keep going with. So, yeah, as far as what motivated me, just, like, the need to find more games. I also just thought it would be really fun to just do, like, here's a thing I do every day, right? Like, some people take a picture of themselves every day as part of, like, a long-term project or something. I thought I kind of wanted to do that with a different video game every day. And we're, like, 2 years running and strong. I think, what was it, April or so, so it's actually been a few months since then. Well, it's been almost a few months. Almost 2 months, actually. I don't know what I'm saying. Replay gain is really useful for streams so you don't want volume spikes in your playlist. That's a good call. Who's your favorite non-NLSS member to play games with? Well, I mean, I don't want to necessarily throw names around, you know, to make somebody seem like they're not as fun to play games with, but I definitely look forward to playing Magic with Rob and Austin all the time. From what I've heard, the new Wolfenstein is pretty terrible. Oh, well, that's not fun. Are you excited to play Watch Dogs? Yeah, for sure. I actually really want to play some Watch Dogs. How much do you love food? I like food a whole bunch. Kind of important for living and stuff. But beyond that, no, just, like, I enjoy certain foods. I mean, I'm certainly not the most sophisticated when it comes to my palate or anything, but the foods that I find particularly tasty, chicken pot pies and mashed potatoes and things like that, it's all good. I look forward to eating that stuff very much. Will you be checking out a story about my uncle? I actually did a video on that already, so if you want to check it out, it is on my YouTube channel. I liked your tree tweet. Treat. Your mountain's pretty. Thank you. Watch Dogs Online multiplayer kind of seems like Dark Souls multiplayer stuff with ATM hacking. Interesting. What do you think about the Google buying Twitch rumor? I don't want to necessarily get into that here, but on Monday's Magic game, we actually talked about it at length, going over a whole bunch of the different caveats and factors involved, so if you want to watch that, this is just turning into me pimping all my YouTube videos, but yeah. Feel free. You can even link it in the chat if you feel like it. Nick, have you ever considered shaving? I shave pretty consistently, actually. I don't have scruff on the side of my face that much. I mean, I have, like, some stubble, but it's not a beard, so I do shave pretty regularly. Unless you mean just, like, completely shaving off my chin, too. I've had this thing for, I don't know, since, like, high school or so. Like, late high school, so I pretty much just left it there. Did you enjoy art college? Do you think it helped you at all? I enjoyed some things about it, but I certainly didn't let myself get as involved as I probably should have since I was working full-time for most of it. And, you know, I was married, so, like, that wasn't the first of my priorities by any sense. And I guess I probably could have worked harder, but, you know, I also just wanted to get through it, so I just did what I could, and I made some interesting projects. I had some fun, you know, thoughts, met some cool people, but I definitely didn't get involved in, like, the daily life of it all, which is, I don't know, could be good or bad, depending on how you look at it. I don't think it really taught me a whole lot, unfortunately. I kind of knew most of that stuff before I had gotten into it. By the way, in case you notice the video starting to chug, it's just because I clicked away to adjust the chat, and I guess the game doesn't like it when you click off the video, or off the window itself. Watching your older videos, it's great to see how big an improvement with your commentary over the 2 years. Yeah, I agree, it's pretty wild how big a difference that time can make. What food would you never try despite the praise it gets? I mean, I'm not a fan of, like, caviar. I don't really like animal organs and stuff. I've tried most of it, though. And not to say that it was necessarily bad tasting, it was more just, like, kind of just I feel grossed out by it, so I just avoid it. I don't know, there's probably a few things that I would just simply never try. Like, probably tongue. I probably wouldn't be very into eating tongue. Or, like, balls. I probably wouldn't want to eat, like, cow balls. I know that's a thing that people do. Although I'm not sure that either of those things get a particularly huge amount of praise. Also, things that are just extremely spicy. Not that I have anything against spicy foods, but there's a certain threshold where it's like, this is no longer pleasurable for me to eat. It just seems very painful more than anything. First, I thought your microphone was an antenna. Nope, just a microphone. I should, like, turn the other way, and you won't see it as much, but I have the chat over on the right side. I'm super new, so I'm super confused about what I'm seeing here. Hi, Black Dragon. Welcome to the club here. Welcome to the party. This is a Cookie Clicker Q&A. This is where people ask questions and I answer them, and Cookie Clicker plays in the background for some reason. Just became a tradition of the channel. Occasionally I interact with it. Most of the time I'm just reading chat, though. Can I get a link to the game? You mean Cookie Clicker? I'm sure people could drop that in there. Oh my god, the stream is making me so hungry, yeah. Sorry about that. Oddly, I haven't gotten an email from Twitch saying you were streaming. I'm only here because of your tweet. Anybody else or just me? That's a fair question. Shave your head, please. You don't want me with my head shaved. I have like a bump on the back of my head that just feels real weird, and I don't really want to see it with no hair over it. Wait, Nick was married. Yes, I was. Every time I say that, there's always a bunch of people that are excited and surprised and confused, and it's like, it's just a thing that happened. Nick, can you tell me about your wife? That's a surprisingly personal thing to ask. Why would I do that? You should fight me on Showdown. You mean Showdown Effect. I could possibly do that. When will you see pictures of your green hair period? I'm not sure I have pictures of my green hair period, unfortunately. It was a very long time ago. What was your major? Well, it was like a Bachelor of Science. Bachelor of Silence. That's the most badass degree program ever. It's a Bachelor of Science. I said it again. Program. Science. Program. And, you know, I went for advertising and graphic design. So, I don't know exactly what the name of the official major was, but it was advertising graphic design. I would love NLSS with all shaved heads. I remember watching one of the NLSS's where Nick said he was married and even NL was surprised. Yeah, we never got into it for a while. Like, we worked together a bunch of times, but we never really talked about too much personal stuff, and also I just didn't want it to be like a big deal. So I probably didn't talk to him. I'm not sure why it would have come up on the stream first, though. I would think that I would have said it to him. Anyway, I don't know. I had a few friends who totally lost interest in art when they left to completely kill their ambition. It's a strange area. Yeah, I mean, I kind of didn't really do much art after I left either. I mean, I tried to do freelance for a while, and then after that fell through, it was like, no, let's do video game stuff. So that's kind of what I was interested in the whole time anyway. If you're trying to give me fish eggs outside of the context of sushi, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you were on the second round of Fear Factor, you'd quit. Probably, yeah. I'm not really cut out for that kind of thing. Are you working on an upcoming project for YouTube? Mostly the same stuff that I've been. The usual stuff, you know, the more of the same. Vlogs, indie impressions, Let's Plays. I'm kind of emphasizing Twitch lately, as you've probably noticed. It's just, it kind of works better for everybody in that way. I mean, maybe not for my YouTube channel, so my YouTube channel is basically, like, rotting right now, but what can you do? I'm happier doing Twitch mostly right now, but I will mix it up, for sure. Too much emotes are pretty unreliable. Will you ever tell us about your marriage? I can't tell if you're actually just making a joke here. What is there to know? I mean, it's the way it was. It's like, it seems really weird to, like, target that specific thing. It's like, hey, person, tell me about a relationship you were in. Why? What's the relevance to anything? Someone that hopes to start making indie games soon. I'm wondering your opinions on new developers using crowdfunding for their first projects. Probably going to do free games at first, some of my friends want to start making money right out of the gate. I know from my experiences, I can tell you I'm not a huge fan of Kickstarter in general, as it pertains to funding games. Not that I don't think it's a thing that's useful to do, it's just, I get these pitches emailed to me that, like, have barely anything developed on them, and they're asking for a bunch of money, and it's like, I only want to talk about games that I've actually been able to see. And I know there's a bit of a catch-22 in that, right? Because how am I going to have an opinion of a thing that has no funding to be made if it doesn't exist? It goes back into itself, you get what I mean? And I don't know, it's a weird thing. I've gotten so many pitches that just seem like they're not going to go anywhere, and I get frustrated, actually, because it just seems like, you know, you're trying to raise awareness of a thing that's just an idea sometimes, and you're trying to raise money, and I understand that that's the fundamental purpose of Kickstarter. You know, here's an idea, and let's get money to make it. But I've also seen so many times where these Kickstarters have just dematerialized, like, mid-thrust, where they just vanish, and either the money gets, you know, funded through, and then the person runs away and never makes the game, or, you know, it's just kind of disheartening, all the various ways that it can go. I don't begrudge anyone for wanting to make money right out of the gate. I think that's probably totally cool to do. It's just, there's got to be a way that you could have something to show and also try to get awareness at the same time. Like, a Kickstarter with a demo, at least, seems like a good call. Or a prototype, or, you know, start building something and then try to engender some positivity around that project. But, you know, it also falls into that early access trap where it might end up never going anywhere there, and then the first concept ends up being as far as it gets developed. I don't know. So yeah, in general, I don't begrudge anyone for doing what they're doing. Just personally, I tend not to endorse Kickstarters until I've played the game that is representative of it, and I've only done that like twice so far. So for the most part, somebody sends me a Kickstarter link, I'll look at it for sure, and I'll check out every bit of information that's there. I just probably won't get behind it unless there's something I can talk about specifically. Do you still own / wear your Cheney Hot Topic pants? No, I don't have them anymore. Hello, Nick. When is the Metroid stream? ETA, big fan of the game. I was actually thinking about doing that tonight, but I think I'd rather just do the usual stuff. Well, I'm doing this and then Super Meat Boy for a while. So maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. It won't be a long time. Hey, Skateboard. I'm amazed the cookie clicker is still a thing. Well, it's kind of just a thing with me, personally. Not sure if it's a thing as much, anyway, for everybody else. Cookie clicker is always a thing. Have you ever had fried Oreos or fried Twinkies? No, I've never had either of those, actually. Yeah, I got a degree in advertising, didn't like it. I mostly do programming now. Still working on freelance illustration. It's fun, exciting, terrifying. Where do you find your music? Where you find a lot of it? Nah, I can't really say that there's a specific place where I found a lot of it. It just sort of shows up over time. I'm about to get my BS, but my interest lies strongly in one area of my field that school completely ignores. Yeah, that sucks. I hate that kind of stuff. Your YouTube channel is rotting, you mean like viewer numbers? Yeah, it's been going down, like, a lot. Subs, viewer numbers, like, just everything in general over there. But it's also because I just haven't been doing as many videos too, and it just seems like the ones that I put up mostly don't get as much interest. It's just been really difficult to try and stay motivated to just make tons of YouTube videos, and I just have been having a lot more fun streaming lately, so I figured why not do more of that. What's your favorite AAA game? I don't know. What do you think of Proteus? Seems like your kind of game. Yeah, it's one of my favorites, actually. Proteus is actually one of the games that sort of inspired a lot of the art and design behind my channel. I mean, I've got a Proteus background on my Twitter, and I've got a Proteus... wait, is it still there? Yeah, it's still there. Oh, confused me when I heard Save Me, Meat Boy. Like, there's vocals in any of these tracks? Yeah, the background on my banner on my YouTube channel is actually also Proteus. It's a fantastic game. I absolutely recommend people check it out. I actually did a couple videos on Proteus, and it's one of my favorites. That seems like it's very loud all of a sudden, is it? I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. It's loud in my ear, anyway. Means you're enough of a celeb and everyone wants to know your personal shit, you should be flattered. Yeah, but I don't feel like talking about it. Well, it doesn't really matter. It's not really relevant to anything. I mean, I'm flattered that people are interested in talking to me in the first place. That's always great, but it's just like, what are we getting out of that whole conversation? Use Twitch's verify email, take forever. Yeah, some of that stuff does have a long turnaround. Draw Nick having a romantic night with a lobster. Nick, what's the worst game you've ever played? A game that I actually hated and got mad when you played? I have no idea how I would be able to remember, like, what's the worst one ever. I mean, I play bad games all the time, I just don't really dwell on them very long, because what are you going to get out of that? I mean, just being negative about it. There's been games I've been just straight disappointed by for various reasons. I wrote this in my Ask FM, I think, if somebody asked the same question. Hot Dog Hallway. I was expecting so much from it, just didn't work out. I don't really know. Like I said, I play through various games, like probably 2 to 7 games a day. A lot of them I don't get around to making any impressions on because they're just not good enough for various reasons, and, you know, they just kind of go away. But it's a fair question and everything, I just don't know if I have a good answer for it, unfortunately. Twitch chat is really lagging behind. Yeah, it might be a bad lag, it might also be because I'm far behind, I don't know. I'm not reading the current questions, by the way, I'm a few minutes behind them, but I'm trying my best. Nick, do you enjoy roguelikes? I love them. Yeah, I definitely enjoy roguelikes. The idea behind them, you know, a different experience every single time is very cool. Have you seen Ghost Song? It's a Metroid-like, Dark Souls-like game that was kickstarted and made it through Greenlight. Looks really good, possibly up your alley. The name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure that I can think of like an image of it off the top of my head. Maybe I'll have to look into it more later. Have you thought about having your own server on a game for playing with fans and subs? Yes, I've thought about it. It's sometimes a little complex. Not against it, per se. Just haven't really worked out what it would be that would be useful for doing. I mean, maybe like a Terraria server or something, but, you know, how much enjoyment are we going to get out of that, really? People move on pretty quickly through stuff. Chilling Cookie Clicker and Secret Monograde and replaying Ariosara. It's all your fault. You're welcome, Slash, I'm sorry. What time is it in Nick's world? It is 10 o'clock p.m. right now, 10:02 specifically. Twitch is way cooler than YouTube anyway, yeah. Hope they don't become the same thing, ha! My only issue with Twitch is that it's so incredibly hard to get started if you have no audience. Yeah, I don't even have a meaningful thing to really add to that because I guess I had a bit of a bump. since I was doing the NLSS and stuff, people sort of had a reason to come watch me. I think that's kind of a way that people can break in, is just like have another means that you're successful in and then bring your audience over there, and then that audience tends to snowball from that point. Not saying that like I'm really all that far in myself. I mean, having an average of like 200 viewers is fantastic, but it's not like that's gonna make you your, you know, majority of your income or anything. Are you considering starting up a new LP on your YouTube channel? Maybe that would get viewer numbers back up. Oh yeah, I've got a whole bunch of things that I've got in the works, or in my head anyway. Are you ever planning on getting into game development? If so, what type of game would you make? I get asked that question a lot, actually. I would like to, in the long term of things. My long-term perspective on things was that I would eventually, hopefully, get into a position where YouTube would kind of take care of me financially, and then I'd be able to set my sights on other things. We'll keep doing what I'm doing with that. And the goal was to eventually, you know, break into trying to make a game myself, but it requires a lot of time that I unfortunately just don't have right now. And I've got plenty of ideas. I've even made, you know, a few prototypes of things in, you know, a few minutes that I could find, but I definitely need to spend more time working on stuff for it to be that good. And I wouldn't want to make something that's like, you know, kind of half-assed if I could avoid it. So yeah, I mean, that's still sort of where I want to go with things, if I could get to that position, and I'm still not quite there yet, but yeah, we'll just keep working on it, and with your support, maybe it's possible. And what type of game would it be? It would probably be a platformer, kind of a puzzle platformer, something like a Fez or something, but not nearly as deep or complex, because I doubt I'd be able to make something that good. Have you ever considered doing your indie impressions at Twitch? Absolutely, people ask me to do that a lot, actually, too. But my bitrate sucks, so if I were to, for example, try to do an indie impressions on a 3D game, it would look like a butt, and I don't want to have that be the standard of quality for those videos, because I care about the people that made the games, and I want them to have their game showed off properly, at least as proper as I can. So, yeah, it just won't really work, unfortunately. For now, anyway. And even if that was the case, that I could get a better bitrate, I like being able to edit them when necessary, and to be able to vet them properly and all that stuff. And if I play it like a first impressions on Twitch, well, then I'll also have to talk to chat, and it'll just change the whole dynamic. It's sort of like one-on-one, me and the game, and that's kind of like the dynamic I like for it for now. Triple question time. Who's your favorite YouTube/Twitch streamer? What's your favorite food? How do you deal with thousands of people watching your face on YouTube? How do you deal with fame without going crazy bananas? Favorite streamers? I like Rob as a streamer. I think he's really good at it, actually. I wish he had more viewership. I think he deserves more. Bear as well. Really, really good at it. Obviously, I like Ryan and Josh, too. I mean, I hang out with them all the time. Cobalt Streak's also really good. This is like the majority of the people that I watch on a regular basis. What's your favorite food? I could eat various types of, like, pastas and things all the time. Mashed potatoes are also really good. You know, freaking burgers and pizza. Like, I'm not a fancy guy when it comes to food. I could probably eat spaghetti and meatballs every night for a month if I needed to. How do you deal with thousands of people watching your face? I don't know, I just don't really think about it that hard, I guess. I'm kind of an anxiety-ridden person, so if I let myself go down that rabbit hole, I'm going to be kind of miserable, so I don't mostly think about that. In essence, I kind of treat it like I'm just talking with one person on the other side of the camera, or I'm just talking to myself and just kind of pretend that these comments generate out of the ether or something. I also just don't think I'm really that famous. I'm just sort of like a dude that makes videos on occasion, and I think the weirdest thing that I do is just like hanging out with Ryan all the time, who I think does have a degree of internet fame. But in the large scale scheme of things, like, what is internet fame, really? It's not like I'm going to go outside and be mobbed by people or anything. It's just like, okay, in a specific area, some people care about what you're doing, and I would hope that in any profession, in your specific field, if you get okay at it, people would start to care about what you're doing. So, you know, I guess it's sort of that sort of a thing, only people tend to be a little bit more fanatical when it comes to pop culture stuff, or, you know, in this case, video games. Oh yeah, Nick hasn't played E.T. yet. Oh yeah, I have. I actually have played E.T. when it was actually reasonably new, as weird as that is to say. Are you worried about internet companies instituting data caps in upcoming years, what with all the live streaming and things? Absolutely, I'm worried about that, and I don't actually have any answers about how I could get around it if that happens. I'm kind of terrified about that, actually. It could really put a big damper on all the plans that I have. I guess I could move to Sweden. I don't know. I like the little elf jamming out. You go, little elf. Yeah, he's a cool little elf. Can I kind of cradle him in my hand? I'm not good at cameraing. Hi, little elf. Well, kind of looks like I'm just petting him in the genitals now. That's not very good. Is there a game that you like but the general population hates? I don't know. Probably there's a few of them. I mean, I like a lot of games, but I'm not sure if I can think of much specifically off the top of my head. I think any game that the general populace hates, it's like, okay, I don't really care what they hate or what they like. There's pretty much a niche following for just about every game in the world. I mean, it's a fair question, but again, I just don't really know. I don't have, like, indexed knowledge of, like, every facet of the games I've ever played. Just freaking thousands of them at this point. Any recommendations for starting a video game / chiptune music? I think I'm the wrong person to ask, unfortunately. You should talk to Miklachu. She's actually got some music background. I think everyone remembers your amazing Danny DeVito drawing. Have you ever considered making more of that and doing a series like Josh used to do? I know you bought a tablet and just wondered if this could happen. Yeah, it certainly could happen. I've just felt... And the reason that I've said this before, too, the reason I haven't done as much with the art stuff on the NLSS lately is just because now that I actually have a tablet, well, I can't kind of hide behind the fact of, hey, it's MS Paint and my drawing's real shitty, and try and, like, overcome that boundary. It's like, the drawings are going to look as good as I can actually draw, and I've got to actually get better at drawing again before I feel comfortable necessarily showing off any kind of skills in that respect. I used to be okay, I just kind of got bad, so... You know, it could still happen, but I don't know. It's probably not going to happen yet. Nick, if you could turn any comic or book into a video game, what would it be and why? I would like to see another Dante's Inferno video game, please. I actually really like the first one. I want to play it some more, but I don't own my copy on 360 anymore. I was kind of wishing that it would come out on PC, but I think nobody really cares about that. I don't know, did the general populace hate that game? Because if so, I like that game. That could be your answer from the other question. Just beat Lords of Shadow 2. It was mostly good. 2 of the bosses had serious issues, though. One of them was the last boss. Those stealth sections were bad and didn't make any sense. Yeah, I heard there's some real incongruity about, like, hey, you're a badass vampire character, and then, like, all of a sudden you have to hide from stuff. Like, they can't decide if you're powerful or not. It's late here. Gotta go to sleep night all. Alright, good night, Lynn Mac. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a nice night. Use your cookies. I'm gonna wait for enough to get an antimatter condenser, I think. Although that might be quite a while, won't it? Because 3.96 billion. Man, I thought I was going better than that. I guess I should click on stuff more, huh? Really doesn't make it go all that much faster, does it? I could just binge on cursors and grandmas and things. I discovered you by Googling a game my boyfriend made a couple LDs ago, got hooked. Oh, thank you very much. Do you do other things outside of YouTube and Twitch to financially support yourself? Well, I mean, the other, couple months ago, we did the t-shirts and stuff, and that was a help. But no, I mean, it's mostly, I'm just completely existent in the digital realm at this point. You know, Twitch, YouTube, the NLSS, various other ventures like that, but it's all through there. If you ever need a programmer, Nick, I can lend my services. That's pretty sweet. I might, actually, someday, because I'm pretty bad at trying to program. I just want to know, out of all Twitch streams, you ever had a favorite Cookie Clicker 50 hours, 56 hour stream? I think it was 52 hours, but whatever. Cloud stream, etc. I had a lot of fun on all of them. I don't know that I'd necessarily pick a favorite. I mean, what's really the point in picking a favorite other than just to, like, alienate the other ones, right? I think if I have a good time, I have a good time. Should kind of stay at that. By the way, sorry for, like, the weird hunched-over posture that I have. It's like I'm sitting in a really awkward way to make the green screen sit up properly because the chair has to be up against the bed and also lowered as far down as it goes, and my camera doesn't seem to find a good angle from that. Anyway, I mean, I guess if I was to say the craziest thing that I've done on stream has been the 52-hour live stream with Josh and them. Also just was the most surreal shit I've ever done in general, I think. It's like people with actual clout showing up randomly into the stream to come hang out and just chat. It's like, what happened? It's probably on Jay Smith's profile for Twitch. Yeah, I don't know how much of it is broken or unbroken. There might be a file somewhere like that. You should play Butt Simulator 2014. I've not heard of that one. Not a question, but I found a card I got from David Lynch a while back and saw a quote from you on it, and it made me happy. I'm not sure I understand. A card? Might need to clarify that one a little bit more. What comes after the antimatter condenser? Oh, I don't know, it's all question marks. I don't own any yet. I have to get 74 billion cookies before I can get to that point. Blue baby, obviously. Scumbag Nick says, more people need to watch Rob streams at the same time as him. Yeah, you're right. I am kind of a scumbag like that. Yeah, I didn't actually intend to stream at the same time as him. I just wanted to stream tonight, and that's the time that makes sense. I used to be really, like, super on top of not trying to step on anybody's toes, but then eventually I had so many friends that were all streaming on a regular scheduled basis, it became completely impossible. So now I just kind of don't care, as much as that seems dickish to say. I mean, I do care, but I just don't worry too much about it. I don't want to take away from anybody's audience, though. And if that happens, then I would probably try to, you know, curtail if it was like a consistent issue or anything. But we're all trying to do our own thing, and sometimes those goals intersect, sometimes they don't. And hopefully nobody perceives it as malicious, because it certainly isn't. It's just the way it works right now. Would you care to play a game that has the same core mechanic as Cookie Clicker, but is kind of artistic, has some story and an ending? Check out Dark Room sometime. Yeah, I've heard about that one a lot. People keep telling me to play that. I'm an anxiety-ridden person, too. It's why I've never tried YouTube. Also, I'm just too self-conscious about my voice. Hey, I was, too. Over time, you might get better. It's kind of cathartic, actually, you know, hanging out in a place where you can edit your own voice and edit the way that things are perceived and make sure that the audience sees what you want them to see, and then you can kind of work at things and get a better stream of consciousness for your speaking voice. And I find it's been very useful for me to kind of get over some of my issues. Not that I'm over them yet, but it's certainly gotten a little easier over time. Also, I just think I speak much better now than I used to. Do you think you'll ever get a world record or close in Super Meat Boy? Also, you should play I Want to Be the Bashi. Bashi seems really, really frustrating. I watched Rex play it a lot, and I don't disagree that I probably should play it, but I don't know if I'd be super psyched to play it either. Do I think I'll ever get a world record, though? I kind of really doubt it. I don't think I'm quite as motivated to try and go for a world record. I think if I can just get sub 20, I'll be pretty happy about that, and I'm still about 3 minutes off from that goal. They have cans of sauce with mini meatballs in it, and yes, I want to stream, but I'm always really anxious and afraid to. I think my voice is too nasally and high. Hey, my voice is about as nasally as you can ask for, wouldn't you say? Sound like I'm freaking talking with my nose pinched all the time. It sucks. I hate it. I have narrow sinuses and a big nose, and that's just how my voice ends up sounding. Unless I wanted to try and do, you know, super chill, awesome voice, and then maybe people would think that I'm much cooler than I actually am. But then I'd be acting, and I don't like acting very much. I'm just sort of who I am, and I just let things happen, and I don't know. I don't want to really put too much thought into it anyway. Okay. Just got the email saying you went live. Twitter for the win. Yeah, sorry about that. It kind of sucks when that happens. If I saw, I would mob you so hard. I like the way Hank Green described it. You're on a gigantic stage, and there's one person in the audience. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel. Have you ever had anyone notice you outside of YouTube streaming? You mean like IRL? I had one person recognize me at PAX. That was pretty cool. Actually, like 2 or 3 people, but one of them I thought was like making a joke, and it was super awkward because I just misheard him, and I was like really embarrassed after that. It sounded like he said something that was like hey, I really hate your videos, like, sort of like an offhanded way to be like acknowledging that I make videos, but he just didn't say that. He's like, I really like your videos. I mean, I don't think he said hate, but like something similar. And I just didn't understand. I was like, that's a weird way to make a joke to say hi, and I'm an awkward person. Sorry. I don't care that you're famous or not, although I never met you. I feel that you met me and other people be friends. It's strange to think that I know, but that's how I feel. Yeah, I kind of don't worry about that either. I mean, I don't really care one way or the other if I'm famous. It's just like, if I can make enough money to support myself, then cool. And anything beyond that is just icing on the cake. You know, I'm not the type of person that holds a lot of, you know, simultaneous friendships or anything. It's kind of difficult for me. I just don't really do it that well for some reason. I'm just, you know, a little antisocial, I guess. So being able to be social with people in this context feels great, and it just makes me feel better. Since I have anxiety, it's just kind of like a relief. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. How do you deal with all the negativity on the internet? I vary in my ability to deal with it, to be honest. Some days I do better than other days. Do you need mods? I think I'm okay. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of mods here right now, but... I believe the general response to Dante's Inferno is bad. Oh, I liked it. So there you go. Dante's Inferno was a disgusting mess, disgrace to the source material. Well, I wasn't really looking at it in regard to the source material or in respect to the source material. I just was enjoying the game at face value. You know, I like hack and slash, kind of beat 'em up Dante, Devil May Cry type of levels, and I think Dante's Inferno actually did that pretty well. I also just really liked the idea of the Hell mythos and all of that, and I thought that it was interesting artistically. I'm pretty sure one of my favorite artists actually had a hand in creating some of the art for it as well, so that was really neat. Is it a super delay, or is Nick just slowly moving through chat? The second one. I'm rather far behind. I'm reading a message right now from 10:11. It is now 10:19 my time. I just got Timeless Bakery, and you win a cookie. Sweet. Do you currently have a day job, or is YouTube/Twitch the only source of income? Yes. It's the only source of income, correct. The t-shirts help. Now I feel even better when I wear mine. Yeah, they helped a little bit, for sure. We're probably going to do another type of project like that eventually, so, you know, thank you to everybody that picked them up, by the way. I actually didn't even get one myself, which is super dumb. I should have picked up a few of them. But... what else? Is there a sequel to a game you wish you would get? Oh, I would love more Meat Boy, obviously. If you could ride on any mystical animal into combat, what would it be? Probably a Rainicorn. They're pretty badass. They're actually real good in battle, too. Yeah, I did have t-shirts, and what that means is I had a Teespring campaign that only lasted for about a week, and once it's over, then it's over. So there will probably be another one at some point, but that one is now no longer there. You know, I could eventually, maybe someday, just make a shop, but the margins on those are so terrible, it's like almost more work than it's worth. It seems weird to say that, but yeah, it's just, we've looked into this information, and it's not quite as simple as it sounds some of the time. I can see none of the things Nick is reading. Is he reading the questions off somewhere else and not chat, or is there a huge delay or what? That's correct, there is a huge delay. And by the time you're seeing me reading that, you probably already heard the answer to the last time that someone asked that. Do you like to cook or bake? What is your favorite thing to cook or bake? I personally making double chocolate cookies, caramel, and pecans. I'm actually real bad at cooking, unfortunately. I mostly eat bad food as a result of it. I need to get better, though. Delay's pretty real tonight. No, I'm just reading old messages. He's just trying not to skip questions, so he's on the way back to it. Yeah, that's correct. I saw a guy with the same last name as Ryan on Judge Judy. Will Meat Boy be starting? Probably no later than 11 my time, so like about another half an hour-ish. So what is the point of this game? The point is to collect as many cookies as you can possibly collect. And that is it. I'm going to save up for an antimatter condenser. I'm going to buy one of those, and then we'll be good. I wasn't being serious calling you a scumbag. I didn't think you were being serious, but sometimes people use scumbag sort of like a neutral way, and that's kind of how I read it. You need to dare Josh to do another 52-hour live stream. I'm not sure we're necessarily ever going to do another 52-hour live stream. It might have just been a fluke. If it was, hopefully nobody's too upset about that, but it was a lot of fun. I just don't know if our bodies can handle it, because it was really stressful on, well, not stressful, but like, I felt like shit for like a month afterward. I just did not respect my body at all when that was all happening. Do you think that video games need more creativity? Like, do you think the games now are just a cycle of a couple originals and a ton of clones? If so, what are some cool ideas you have? I do think that games need more creativity, but I think indie game developers kind of handle that. And there's a lot of games that people just aren't aware exist, so that's kind of my thing on, you know, YouTube on Indie Impressions, is to just go ahead and cover as many of those as I can find. And I think that kind of helps out everybody. I enjoy doing it, people seem to enjoy watching them, it helps people get exposed and find new games. There's not really a downside that I can come up with. Oh, time 7 for 77 seconds, that's awesome. Yeah, look at him go. As far as, like, the mainstream of video games, yeah, I feel like there's kind of a cycle of unoriginality, I guess you could say. I'm not too worried about it, though, because for the most part I don't really spend a lot of time concerning myself with AAA games, although I still do play a bunch of them. I don't play all of them, by any means. Like, I haven't played the new Thief game at all. I'm probably not even gonna ever bother buying it until it's like $5, if then, even. I do have ideas, though, and I've definitely tweeted a lot of them, actually. I do this thing where I just go, free game idea, and then I send it out, because I've got, like, tons of devs following me on Twitter, and just think it's kind of funny to send out ideas into the world in case maybe someday anybody will be like, hey, remember that thing you said? Oh, I made that. That would be really fun. Finally, you're streaming when I'm not at work. Yeah, sorry if my timing's pretty bad most of the time. It's a little bit of an early one today. Part of the reason I don't tend to stream earlier is because usually Bear and or Rob are streaming, so I don't really want to step on their toes if I can avoid it. But like I said, I also kind of just do my own thing sometimes, too. Just stream whenever you want, don't let anybody cut your grass. I learned about you from the YouTuber Official Nerdcube. Yeah, Dan's super awesome. Probably the nicest thing, or like the most helpful thing that anybody has done for me on YouTube is when he mentioned my channel in his 1 million subscriber, 12 favorite YouTube video creator video. That was a strange sentence. But yeah, he's a really, really nice guy. I've talked to him a few times. It seems like we'd be good friends if we hung out some. It's just, you know, both busy stuff and all of that. So maybe it'll happen one day, I really hope so. Sounded like Cry just then? Oh, when I did the voice. Yeah, it can sound like Cry sometimes if I really try very hard. I think that's roughly what Cry sounds like, right? I could sound kind of mischievous and dastardly, and maybe people would come subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anyway. You should never let what you think about yourself judge if you should stream or not stream, because you want to, and if you enjoy it, just join the people enjoy it with you. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm streaming now. Has Cookie Clicker actually changed much since the last time? There seems to be more stuff. I mean, there's like a prism down at the bottom, it looks like, so there's a triangle thing down here. Oh, I can buy an antimatter condenser. Let's see how much faster... Oh, shit. Oh, that's because I lost all the cookies. Alright, we'll see if that helps any. The Frenchman is back. Thanks for streaming. Hi, Anza. How's it going? We're doing a Cookie Clicker Q&A. The bakery naming thing is from the last update. Oh yeah, it says Science Clickers Bakery right now. Can I... Oh, I guess I can retitle my bakery. Whatever. It doesn't really matter a whole lot. Nick, you are inspirational. Thank you very much for saying that. That's really nice of you. I don't feel very inspirational, but I appreciate the thought. How do you feel about Dead Space? It's real scary, I guess. I think the third one probably sucked. That's what I've heard anyway. I haven't played the second or the third one at all, and I've only played the first one a little bit. Is it really calming? Why can't we have something like this on Xbone? Like what? Like Cookie Clicker, or like me talking? Because you can have me on Xbone all day if you want, baby. There is a Twitch app, so I'm pretty sure if you're talking about that, you just stream from there too. How do you feel about me watching the Gator Time sing-along on a daily basis? That's super nice. If you enjoy it, then awesome. I will consider doing more things like that in the future if the opportunity presents itself. I'm so glad I got one of your shirts. Yeah, it's gonna be collector's edition. I won't even have one. Should just have little things like pins, buttons, stickers, etc. Maybe the margins on that stuff would be better. Yeah, it's a fair question, or a fair thing to say. At some point, perhaps, I would consider doing that, yeah. Right now, though, the margins for even people purchasing things, if my... Oh, there's a Donnie Darko bunny here, isn't there? That's creepy. I didn't even notice that until just now in the granny area. It seems like everything seems to follow this rule of, like, 10%. So, like, based on the amount of subscribers I have on YouTube, like, around 6 to 10% of them watch my YouTube videos, and then when I stream, like, around 6 to 10% of that number watches my stream, and then when I sell things, it seems like around 6 to 10% of that number buy those things. I know that sounds really weird, and it probably just a completely bizarre correlation, but it just seems like it has fallen into that same grouping of stats. Do you own a car? Yes, I do. I have a Dodge Stratus. It's real shitty. It's about to break down. I need to pay some money and get it fixed up, actually. I have my inspection this month, so I really need to get that shit sorted out, like, right now. Regarding t-shirts, you can submit a design to Threadless and have your community upvote it. Get a couple, though. Oh, yeah, I know about Threadless. I've actually participated in a campaign that was not for myself, but I helped try to boost up someone else's at one point. It's a cool system. I don't think that my designs would get anywhere, though, unfortunately. Hi, Predictable Razor. If there was to be another marathon stream, it would have to be 69 hours long, perhaps. What game have you spent the most money on? That includes card games and MMOs. Definitely Magic the Gathering, then. I collected a shit ton of them. Cards, I mean. I had several sets where I would just try and collect, like, all of them and just look for rares and everything. I don't know what kind of number I would put on it, but probably close to $1,000 to spend on the game over the years. Probably spent the most on World of Warcraft. I think he's played it for a long... Oh, yeah, I mean, for a while I was subscribed to it. I mean, probably for like 2 years, but $15 times 24. So, yeah, I guess that's quite a bit of money as well. But yeah, I don't play that anymore, so I don't think it's as much as Magic, though. Good answer, though. I mean, that was something I didn't even think of. I also played Final Fantasy XI for a while, too, and I spent the monthly subscriber thing on that, too. Any strange features you love to see in games, mounts, player housing, etc.? I don't know if I could really categorize either of those as strange features. I kind of like this weird new system for, like, how Dark Souls does multiplayer. That's kind of a weird feature, but I also wouldn't really want to see that pop up all the time. I like customization options and things. I think that there needs to be more of that when possible. I love the game idea of 2v2 open world Dark Souls, 2v2 basketball stuff. Really like that. Just like saying, Nick, this little Q&A section is pretty awesome. You should do it more often if you have time to do the good work. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will do my best. I haven't done a Q&A stream in a while, and they are always a good time, and I'm glad you came out for it. I should make a game jam where you throw out some random game ideas and give people a week. I've actually thought of that too, but it's I feel self-centered to think about something like that. I don't know if it would really, like, people to necessarily be interested in conforming to whatever the premise is, because anybody could do that kind of thing. But if people were interested in it, that would be pretty awesome. Have you played AmeriClap? No, I haven't, but I've had someone show it to me the other day, and I'm probably going to at some point. Are there other streamers or general friends you enjoy having with you in Skype, etc. when you're streaming? I'm a particular fan of Rock or Castlevania videos right now. Unfortunately, we only did the 2 videos together on the Castlevania thing because she was just hanging out with me after we had done that Magic session, where I was trying to teach her how to play Magic. And yeah, she's really fun to hang out with too as well. I definitely would have her on for pretty much any stream. That's O-Architecture, by the way, if anyone wants to drop her link in chat. Go on over and give her a follow. She's a really fun lady to hang out with, and she's very funny, and got a very bubbly personality, and just really enjoyable to be around, so... Yeah, I would definitely hope to hang out with her more in the future. But yeah, I mean, you know the people that I generally am friends with. I actually have a little tab underneath my video window here on the stream that you can go and click on if you want, or go and look through, rather, and I've just got everybody that I've had or been involved with for streams before generally over there, so if you want to go look and follow all of them, that would be awesome. or follow any amount of them you want. Dan is getting into streaming soon, so maybe you'll get to hang out. That would be super cool. I hope so. You should totally host a game jam. That would be super sick. Yeah, I would like to do that, I guess. I started following you on YouTube after Dan's 1 million YouTube subscriber video. I'm real glad I did. Thank you very much. That's really nice of you to say. Holy shit, he's minutes away. Wall of text about friendship and online bullying. My experience taught me that there will always be fanatics who will defend or attack ideas of carriers of ideas. Sometimes it will hurt, but you should always tell them your opinions and taste and let them cry about it. As for trolls, never throw them fuel. It's what they want. They'll go away if you ignore them, or you eat popcorn as your fans go to war in your name. Yeah, I know that there's definitely the two approaches. I generally tend to try and be more reserved about things. I don't really like when people fight online if it can be avoided. And I definitely don't want to encourage people to fight on my behalf by any means. If people insult me, that's fine, whatever. If they insult me, then I don't know what they're getting out of it other than some kind of self-satisfaction, I guess. And if they need that, then who am I to deny them of it, right? I have my own insecurities and things, and I think it's just better to be humble whenever possible. And if people attack you over it, then that's their own problem. There are times when I let stuff get to me, and I try to do my best not to let it, but sometimes I make stupid comments too, and I just hope that I never make a big mistake in saying something really dumb that'll come back to bite me in the ass later. Have you had any pets? Want any? Dog person, cat person? Yeah, I had a cat for a very long time. It was like my childhood pet, essentially. My cat Bandit that passed away in December of last year. And I haven't really considered getting a new pet since then. It's just kind of impractical. Based on that, I have a bit of an up-in-the-air living situation right now, and I don't necessarily want to end up in a position where, like, I have a pet and then I won't be able to bring it with me to where I need to live. So, you know, that kind of thing does factor in. But I would love to get another cat at some point. That would be great. I mean, I don't mind dogs either. I think I'd rather have a cat in general. I just tend to like them more. But, you know, I've had plenty of dogs in my life as well. My first pet when I was like a baby was a Samoyed. And at one point I had a Pomeranian later, and then I had like a mixed breed mutt later on in life. And the Pomeranian was annoying as hell. It was like a really shitty dog. It just had a terrible personality. And the mixed breed one actually like bit my mom in the face, and that was really shitty. So yeah, unfortunately she had to be put down. She had anger issues. And we didn't mistreat her or anything, just like bad luck with those pets, unfortunately. Maybe dog training is not for me anyway. Consider making some kind of NLSS circle jerk video game. I always get distracted with other less ridiculous products. Yeah, I mean, Garbage Bird seemed to have gotten some traction, right? That's one of the games that came out of that circle jerkery. The animatic condenser doubled his production output. Did it? Oh, can I get to another one yet? Oh, I need 4.5 billion, and I'm at 2.17 billion. Okay. Is there one game in general that has helped your channel's growth / popularity the most? Guessing it'll be Meat Boy, but yeah, I don't know actually. I mean, it's hard to really peg one specific type of game or one game specifically. Meat Boy, Terraria, and Rogue Legacy, those series all did very well. In fact, the Terraria series, I would say I should really, like, for the sake of the channel as well as just my own enjoyment, I should really just keep going with that because there's not an end to that game, really. And I still get people commenting on the videos pretty regularly, so it seems like people are still discovering and finding that Let's Play, and that's good. It's actually, the first episode of that series is now up into my, I think it's my top 20 most viewed. I think it's like 39,000 views or something, which is wild, because I am not the type of person who ends up with that many views on any specific video. The couple that have done amazing are just like the, Random Table for One video. I don't know why that has so many views, and the one for Tale of Scale, that one's over 100,000. Both of those actually are now at this point. I have two videos that are over 100,000. They're both just randomly good ones. I don't know. Are you going to push Donkey for SummerSlam? I don't even know what that means. Can you get IndieMao to make you a Gator Time style intro? I don't know, maybe. Nick, what is this garbage? This is a Q&A session where a game just sort of plays itself in the background. Oh my god, we have a Stratus spin of this forever, and 4 crash and it's still running. That thing just will not die. That's fantastic that yours is really holding in. Mine is, it's on its way out, like, for real, though. The transmission, I think, is probably starting to fail, maybe. It seems to have trouble shifting occasionally. The left side door panel is, like, falling off for no reason. I have no idea why. Like, I treat my car, like, amazingly well, and I have no idea why they get so fucked up. I've never been in a car accident in my life. I drive really carefully. I don't, like, drive super fast or do irresponsible stuff, and my cars just all fall apart for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what my luck is. It's just... I've had a family history of having really shitty luck with cars, I guess. My parents had, like, 5 cars with shitty transmissions, so it's only fitting that mine did, too. My first car, actually, in the middle of me driving on a highway, the axle freaking snapped, and I almost got in an accident, like a head-on collision with a state trooper, and it was the most terrifying shit of my life. Like, the axle snapped, I didn't know what the hell happened, and all of a sudden, nothing made sense about driving a car anymore for a second, and the thing just swerved left. Yeah, it was real shitty. It swerved left, and I was able to get control of it, pull it over, and I don't know why I was even able to get control of it, because with a snapped axle, like, that doesn't even make sense that I should be able to necessarily do that, but that was a defining moment for sure, and the state trooper turned around and came back and was like, what just happened? And I was like, fucking car broke, I don't know. Certainly didn't try to hit you. Have you tried any of the old classic real roguelikes? I think I've tried like one of them. I don't know that they're all for me. I like the graphical stuff, too. Where's this music from? Oh, well, it should be showing. There's a little icon up above the cookie there where the music's from. Scum jam, if you will. I'm getting a thunderstorm where I'm at in New York, so you might get one in a couple hours. Oh, well, that kind of doesn't surprise me. When I went for my walk, I was actually shocked that it didn't start raining on me, because it looked like it was going to rain the whole time. And I just sat outside for a while. There's crazy humidity right now, so actually I'd kind of welcome a thunderstorm. I'm enjoying this little Q&A, make me want to donate or subscribe to watch the stream more. Yeah, thank you very much for the vote of confidence, Leopold. I appreciate it very much. Don't feel obligated or anything, but, you know, I like to hang out and talk, and this is a great way to do that. Have you played Off? It's a weird indie game free to download. Yeah, I've had a lot of people suggest that one to me. For whatever reason, I just never got around to making a video on it. It seemed fine. Seemed like the type of thing that would be up my alley. Just didn't do it for whatever reason. That happens to me a lot. I get distracted by things. They've come up with awful game ideas before, still waiting for Airport Pooper, yeah. I almost made an NLSS fighting game. That would be hilarious, like a Mugen or something, or Mugen. Make a Castlevania-style NLSS game. Garbage Bird is best bird. Guess he's not in your friends list. Well, you didn't really stream, though, so I didn't really think it made sense. But if you're streaming now, I'll be happy to add you. What team you got going for the NBA Finals? I don't really follow basketball, unfortunately. Situation similar. My dog Magic passed away last August, and I've been in such poor health I can't care for a new dog. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rai. That's really sad. I feel like I want to give you a hug. Did he just say his first pet was a Samoyed? No, I said a Samoyed. They're like a white snow dog. Did you see the video of the cat that saved the little kid from the dog that randomly attacked him? Yes, I did. It was pretty weird. Like, I don't entirely understand it, but I'm glad that happened. I'm wondering if the cat was just sort of protecting its territory and didn't like that the dog showed up. Also, what the hell was wrong with that dog? That was the biggest, like, dick dog I've ever seen. She randomly shot out from behind a car and grabs a little kid on the leg, and apparently did a bunch of damage to that poor kid's leg, too. What the hell was up with that? Hey, Mimiten. How's it going? Meat Boy did get you noticed by Northern Lion. Yeah, I mean, in a way, that's true. It just sort of made sense. You know, I enjoyed doing the levels for Meat Boy and playing the game, obviously, and that's what I wanted to make my YouTube channel about when I started. And it was just, you know, good luck that he happened to be reviewing chapters and was also interested in it, and, you know, after he reviewed my chapter, I started watching his channel, and things went from there. You know, it was like a year, though, before we talked to any regularly, so it's not like it was like a direct correlation or anything, but it did start the chain of events, I suppose. I'm very glad it did too. My dog is a bagel. My best friend growing up through high school always had a beagle, and in fact his parents still have a beagle now. It's a different beagle, but it was always such a feisty dog. Freaking bowed all day. They bay, and it's like the most distinctive sound. It's the aroo thing. They'll just freaking do that in the middle of the night or in the morning, and he's just really excitable. It's a cool dog, but I don't know if it's the type of dog that I would want to have. I want to, like, if I had a dog, it would be a super chill dog. I have a friend that has a pit bull, actually, and he's super nice. So I would potentially be interested in hanging out with one of them. I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking about dog ownership. I don't probably want to get a dog, to be honest. There's also a new boss they added in 1.2.4. Yeah, I've heard. I want to go check that out. Nick, you listen to metalcore, you should listen to some Crosses by For All Those Sleeping. It's got a super catchy chorus. Okay, if you want to tweet that at me, I'll probably remember better that way. I do definitely listen to metalcore, though. I just realized how crazy the delay is because he just answered that question from almost 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I know. I'm trying my best to keep up. I know that feel about the luck with cars. Yeah. So once Mike Fox died and went to Amsterdam, Nick was chosen as the improvement. Don't say it like that. Fox just was busy with work for like a year, and that's kind of why the other podcast, Saving Progress, kind of slowed down. I still wish they would do more of that podcast. I really enjoyed listening to that, and I wouldn't want to intrude. I don't think that I'm an improvement over Fox or anything like that. I think it's just, you know, things just work out the way they work out. And I love hanging out with that guy, too. I wish he would be around more, but, you know, he's also got his life to worry about, too, and that's fine. Jesus took the wheel. I know some things about game development, sometimes comment on Indian presence correcting you, explaining some things technically you said. Are such comments interesting or just annoying and I should stop? No, I absolutely welcome those comments. Please continue to make them at all times, whenever you feel it's necessary. I have no ill will towards anyone that has technical knowledge giving me more technical knowledge. That's great. I wish more people did that, actually. It's the people that show up and they're just like, you're a dumbass because I didn't like how you jumped on this one part of the video. Like, okay, that's not helpful. You're not really giving anyone anything from that. But if you have something to add to the discussion, by all means, please do comment and don't feel bad about it at all. Even if you think that I made something, some kind of like a uninformed or ignorant comment in my video, I don't mind if people tell me that as long as they actually have the information to back up that comment. So, anyway. Hopefully that's fairly clear. Tab brownie skip. Oh, it's the stream section, makes sense. Yeah, that's what that's about. I do stream mine, just not as often, I'm still not used to it. I'll stick with it. I'm really enjoying this chill Q&A stream. Thank you, Kairu. Or, yeah, Kairu, I think that's proper. You seem like the guy that 420 blazes it. I'm not going to talk about that. I don't do any drugs, I'll say it that way. Have you ever been recognized in public by one of your fans? Just at PAX. I had a few people that approached me, and that was super flattering. I really appreciated it. Like, 2 out of the 3 times, though, were because I was with Josh and Ryan. Lol, is there like a 2-minute delay? People keep showing up and thinking there's a crazy delay. It's not that. I'm just reading old questions because I can only speak as fast as I can speak. And I'm trying to give some sort of reasonable context and answer to most of these questions if I can. I remember watching NL a long time ago would mention you all the damn time. Yeah, it was really funny, like, every time he would mention me in one of his videos, and there's a couple, like, Skullface specifically that I'm thinking of. Like, he would mention my name once, and I would get, like, 200 subscribers that day, and it was always crazy. A lot of times I would watch his videos anyway, but sometimes maybe I'd miss a day or two, and then I would just see, like, this crazy bump in subscribers that day, and I'd be like, oh shit, Northern Lion must have mentioned me. This is like a really nice, happy feeling when that happened. Now I think I'm at the point where, like, I think the majority of people that have seen his videos kind of know of me either tangentially or directly because of the NLSS, so it's like I don't really get those bumps anymore, but it's still super flattering when people find me because of his channel. And I hope that I can have a few people find him because of my channel. I know it seems a little bit maybe self-deluded to say that, but, like, I really would like to be able to give a little bit back to him if possible. He's given me so many freaking things and just been so freaking wonderful to me. So, you know, if that's ever a thing that I can do, I would definitely want to try and contribute in some way to helping his channel out, too. Granted, I know I'm not really in the position, but, you know, who knows? Maybe one day. Oh, I missed what the super chill dog is. Basset Hounds are the chillest dogs in the world. They seem really nice, actually, yeah. I have a husky so intelligent but so loud. Yeah, I love huskies, too. They're so pretty, too. 4 billion cookies hype. Am I... Oh, I can buy another antimatter condenser. Let's do that. It's worth doing. Double this shit every single time, I think. Nick, what, if anything, gave you that big push to really get into YouTube video making? I was in a position where I felt like I really needed some sort of something that I could do every day, like, just as an outlet. And I just thought it would be a really cool thing to just, like, try and see what I can make of this whole thing. Just make a run of it and see what happens. I'm not sure if there was necessarily one specific thing. Oh, Doomcroak just subscribed! Thank you so much, Doomcroak, for your subscription, and your shout-out, unfortunately, is sort of misplaced. There it is. Well, I just fixed the thing in time, but sorry about that. Anyway, let's raise our Rock Yahas for a new subscriber friend. I really appreciate the support, and welcome to the Rock Quarry. I hope you enjoy the emotes and things. Anyway, where was I? What pushed me to do YouTube? It was just, I felt like I needed some kind of something to keep my life a little bit more stable, and that provided that stability, and I also just felt like I was onto something with just figuring out about new indie games. I just thought that might be the type of thing that maybe people would be interested in watching, and there was just enough kind of trickling in interest that it just kept me going each time when I would question whether or not I'm getting anywhere. And by all accounts, I think actually, if you look at the formation of my channel in like the first 6 months or so of it when I started taking it really seriously and posting every day, I think my progression of, you know, building an audience actually went a lot faster than a lot of the people that I read on like our Let's Play and stuff that are like, oh, I've been at this for 2 years and I have 200 subscribers and like nobody pays attention. It's like, I was really lucky in that didn't quite happen to me. I had a lot of you know, people that had my back and just a lot of good luck and fortune. Part of it might have had to do with the fact that YouTube shut down my channel and then Kotaku wrote an article about me. I think that might have given a little bit of a spotlight on what I was doing, although I can't say that I remember getting a gigantic boost or anything from that. I think I got a little boost, but it wasn't massive. But yeah, anyway, little events kept happening that kept pushing me forward, and, you know, after I got my channel back from that whole thing, or rather got my AdSense account back, because my channel actually never was shut down, it was just my AdSense. Then a few more months went by, eventually I started talking to Ryan regularly, and then the NLSS started, and, you know, I was just kind of like, just going. So I've just been sticking with it ever since. I felt like there was definitely something for me to do here in this space, and people seem to be really positive and really reinforcing and generally just cool. So, you know, that's what it takes, I guess. Nick, hey, do you not see my questions? XRXR13579. I might have missed yours. If I did, my apologies. I skip by a few of them sometimes that look like they're not things that need to be repeated or something. Maybe I just went over yours by accident. See, there's a few questions that are definitely repeated that I've already answered tonight. I don't mind answering them again either or anything. It's just like, for the sake of this potentially being archived on YouTube, I probably don't want to re-answer the same things too many times. I'm going to say right about at this point, we should probably stop asking new questions just because we're going to be wrapping up soon in favor of Meat Boy. So, yeah, I'm just going to finish out what we have here. What games are you excited for? Right, I mentioned Chasm, perhaps one of my favorites, or Hyper Light Drifter, that I'm both excited for both of those. Thanks for the stream, it's been annoying to do a new build for a game trying to fix bugs. Well, I'm happy to help, give you something to listen to. I don't know, I find the NLSS more entertaining in some ways. The Anarchy's great. I do enjoy a little bit of Anarchy on occasion. I also enjoy Save and Progress. They're both good in different ways. Yes, I agree. I should do a lot more of these really common Q&A streams where videos where you just talk about what's on your mind. You're really amazing. You're a very interesting person. Thank you very much, ZLMO1. That's really nice of you to say. I don't have any problem with necessarily doing more Q&A streams. I don't know if Cookie Clicker is always going to be the necessary answer to that, but I generally do talk about what's on my mind in most of my Let's Play videos, so I try to keep that similar theme going. So yeah, I could probably do that. Favorite thing about Saving Progress was always Emerson's animations. Yeah, those were pretty good, I agree. The one about the dude with the ham in the garbage, my god, that was a crazy story. Analysis is one of my favorite streams. One of my favorite streams, too, because I get to be on it, and that's really fun. Oh, my green screen's falling! Get out of there. We're in milk! Damn it. It keeps falling over. What's it doing? I guess maybe I leaned too far forward in the chair. I think there are probably people that learned of NL from you instead of the reverse. I mean, I only learned about NL from Green 9090. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably been a few, and I think somebody's actually mentioned it to me that they felt that way or that they had that happen. It would just be sweet if I could be like, I don't know, do something to give him like a big boost one day, or I don't know, just a silly thing. Oh shit, a bird just tried to break my window screen. That's crazy. If I had to choose between streaming and YouTube for entertainment, I actually much prefer streaming. Isn't as often you sit and actually talk to an actual content creator. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of appealing stuff to that, and I agree. It is, for that reason, quite appealing for me as well. I like being able to have direct contact with people and just actually just speak with them. But in the reverse, you don't get to do editing, and you don't get to make like a production that really is tailored to whatever point you're trying to make, so, you know, it's got pros and cons. I like them both. I think they complement each other pretty well. You need to get up with Stephen Colbert so he can give you the Stephen Colbert bump, and you'll blow up. Oh my god, imagine if Stephen Colbert found out about my channel. That would be the craziest shit ever. I actually am a huge fan of him, so... not like I have any reason to necessarily cross paths with him, but that would be pretty awesome. I found you through Reddit back when you had like less than 1,000 subscribers. It's been beautiful seeing your channel grow. I appreciate that. I've certainly worked pretty hard at it, and it's really gratifying to know that, you know, sometimes hard work can get you somewhere. I didn't actually find you through NL, even though I watched NL for a while before. Hey Nick, how often do you check the NLSS Circle Jerk subreddit? Probably once every couple days. Sometimes every day. My dad's a vet, and apparently huskies are really unhealthy. That's weird. I know, like, all of the dogs of that grouping of breeds, like, they all seem to have hip dysplasia problems. Some of them have eyesight problems too as well, I think. I might be wrong about that, but that's just what I think I remember from reading about Samoyeds and stuff. More people need to find out about you, damn it. Thank you very much, Chubblekins. Nick, I didn't know about Northernlion. I recently found you, so yes, you did send someone his way. Ah, I appreciate that as well. Pink and white lilies. Yay, so mission accomplished. That's all it took. Have you ever been overseas? Nope, I haven't. I have only ever been on the East Coast. I've gone from New York, which is where I live, down to Florida is the lowest I've been, and up and down the coast a few times. Nick, what's your opinion about the game The Novelists? Oh, I wanted to try that, but I haven't. I'm not actually sure what it's about, but I remember seeing a couple screenshots and it looked really pretty, so I think I'm probably going to try it at some point. I need to pick it up. I don't have a copy yet. Wait, when and why did Nick's channel get shut down? It was a fraudulent click thing that YouTube made up. Well, not entirely. A fan was trying to help me by clicking on an ad on my website. My website ad was linked to my YouTube AdSense account, and because of that, which I had no hand in, I had no way of knowing that was going on or stopping that, they thought that I was in cahoots with this person to get fraudulent clicks to potentially earn like 5 pennies. It was a real dumb thing, and they took away my AdSense account, and luckily, I was able to contact writer Jason Schreier from Kotaku, who took interest in my case and wrote up a story about it, which I see is linked here by I Had a Face. Thank you very much for linking that. And that got me my channel back, or my AdSense back. That was back in like October of, what was it, 2011 or 12? 12, right? I don't fucking remember. 12. Pretty sure it's 12. What'd you eat for breakfast today? I had a single serving pizza today for breakfast. I learned about Cry from NL. Yeah, I think I learned about Cry from NL as well. I learned about NL from you. Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that. I'm happy to know that I've sent a couple people his way. I mean, I found NL from Total Biscuit and Nick from NL, thusly TV led me to Nick. I learned of NL from Epic Name Bro, of all people. Oh, well, that's cool. There's a few people that, like, it's kind of interesting to think that we're all sort of tangentially related through this network, that we don't really talk directly, but we've sort of had some bearing on each other's existence. And I'd say Epic Name Bro is probably one of them, considering we're all pretty into Dark Souls, and he's kind of the preeminent Dark Souls dude, as well as, what is it, Vati Vidya, I think is his name. Both really informative people. I'm sorry I can't remember his name properly. I'm pretty sure that's it, though. Wouldn't have the amount of Twitter followers if I had it. This is the craziest thing to think about. Hired Help would probably never exist without you guys. It's awesome. I love our community. It's my favorite thing in the world. You guys are great. I learned about NL via Epic Name Bros Isaac videos as well. Thank you for streaming, Nick. Sorry I can't stay to SOL for Algebra tomorrow. Okay, no problem. Thank you for stopping by, Slow Bro. You probably already left a while ago because I'm way behind in the comments, but... Found NL from his SMB content. That's so long ago, too. Love to see Q&A streams continue to other slightly menial games. Yeah, I mean, it's probably possible. It's just become a tradition to play Cookie Clicker, I guess. So, I don't know. Maybe. I found NL through my friend / Let's Player Sparhawk, and found Nick and Josh through NL. Cool. I found NL, Doxy, Spooter W, OTI, etc., all from NerdCube telling me about Nick, and then Nick leading me to the others. Very cool. Thank you, Unix. Well, I think I need to fix my sleeping schedule. Thanks, Chat Nick, everyone, for the stream. Hearts by Big Dong and Prosper, everyone. Thank you, Thai Tan. I hope you have a great night. Thank you for stopping by. That happened due to one person. Yes, that absolutely did happen due to one person. It was really dumb. Nick Chat, the only chat on Twitch with a 7-minute delay. I don't think it's 7 minutes anymore. It's actually, I'm on the same minute as you guys now. It's just going to be like 30 seconds or 45 minutes. Or 45 minutes, 45 seconds or something. I really don't remember how I got into Ryab. Epic Name Bro, Emerald, and Only Afro are the trifecta of Dark Souls as far as I know. They're all awesome. TB and NL are basically polar opposites, you think so? They actually seem to get along pretty well, I've noticed. Have you played Guns of Icarus? Nope, I have not. Watching NL on TV talk about Spelunky is priceless. That is pretty funny, I agree. I know it's almost end of question time. Would you consider playing through Earthbound Mother 3 on stream? I would consider it, but I think that's one that's also gotten people into issues with YouTube, maybe? I might be misremembering. I would need to check that out first, because that would be a thing that I would want to also put on YouTube, because it's kind of a big deal game. Also, it would probably be quite a while to play through that. It's a pretty long game. I found BizSnap through the Isaac subreddit when he posted the first ever video and had 12 subscribers. Yeah, BizSnap really took off, man. Do you know the person who clicked on your ads on the site? Yeah, I knew exactly. He actually came forward and told me what happened, because I had no idea why I was getting in trouble either, so... we sorted it out, though. It's cool. He apologized. He didn't know what that would do. It was just a, you know, a well-intentioned mistake. Nick, have you ever played Charles Barkley's Shut Up and Jam... No, it's Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, isn't it? Right up your alleys of obscure. Yeah, I've meant to play it for ages, and I just never got around to playing it. I definitely will play it, though, at some point. How many subs did you get after NerdCube mentioned you? Over the weekend of that happening, I think I got about 25 to 30,000. It was fucking crazy. Opposites attract, for example. How well would you get along with yourself if you suddenly became two? I don't know. I like to think I'd get along pretty well. Thanks for doing the Q&A, and I really have enjoyed your Castlevania videos. Thank you very much, J-Pits. I appreciate that you've enjoyed them. The real question... I know you love taking long walks before. How you feeling about that? It's really good for you. It's something I need to continue to do every day, and I've missed a bunch of days of it, so I need to get back into the proper habit. Don't all the biggest mistakes have good intentions? Suppose maybe they do. Well, what happened with your ads? Oh, just check out the Kotaku thing that got linked. How do you get NerdCube to mention your channel in a video? I don't know. He just did. It was really nice of him. I guess he's been watching my videos for a while, and he just did, because he's a cool guy. Anything like that you can't ask for. It's just sometimes good things happen, and you just get lucky. You had to change your YouTube name? What would you change it to? I have no idea. I think any other idea I had would be worse than what I have now, because at least this like had a little story behind it. I don't want to give Kotaku any page views. Oh, come on. They're not that bad. Well, okay. Personally, I'm a little biased because I couldn't necessarily say that they could be that bad, considering they saved my online career, essentially, so... Anyway, we already explained the whole thing anyway, so I don't want to get back into it. I guess I should probably wrap up Q&A session now, because we are a few minutes over 11. And I think it's been a lot of fun. A story, what's the story behind the name? Oh, okay, well, I guess I could explain this one more time. NerdCube likes weird indie bullshit. Nick is the mecca of weird indie bullshit. The story of the name is, I used to be really into Naruto when I was in, like, my first couple years of college, and there's a character named Rock Lee who is well, they're all ninjas in training, going to ninja training school, and Rock Lee is the ninja that didn't have any inherent skills. He wasn't like the ninja that was really good at teleporting or like misdirecting or, you know, blocking attacks or could like shoot people up with crazy ninja magic. He was just a dude that liked to punch stuff a lot, and he was really bad at it, and he got better at it, and I kind of thought that that was something that I felt like kind of mirrored my own attitudes. Like, I'm not really that good at a lot of things, but the things that I really work hard at, maybe they could be good for me, and, you know, when he smiled, it was kind of like a promise, and I kind of liked that whole idea, so I just, you know, I felt like that represented me. And that was my Xbox Live gamer tag for a while, and it ended up kind of becoming my whole identity for online stuff. So I'm going to hit one more antimatter condenser now, as we think we got like 4 of them during the course of this, which is pretty sweet. How do you feel about people who used AdBlock but subscribe to you on a monthly basis? I think that's perfectly good. I don't mind that at all. In fact, if you're one of those people, I stand behind your decision to do that. That's totally fine. The ads are kind of annoying for the most part, and they also contribute to a very small amount of any real revenue. Subscribing is many times over what the other one does, so, you know, you're actually supporting me a lot more if you subscribe. Don't feel pressured to or anything. The nice thing about ads is you don't have to pay a cent, and you can still watch, and you can still support me anyway. So if you do one and not the other, that's totally fine. Even if you do, you know, put on ad block and don't subscribe, just the fact that you're here is actually really cool too. I don't mind. I'm glad to have another person in the community participating. It's not all about the money. I'm just here to have a good time, hopefully give you guys a good time, and if it works out, and things just end up going the way that I hope they go, then, you know, everything just finds its own way through. So, I appreciate it. I like to punch stuff, Nick 2014. It's much deeper than I expected. I thought it was just some random name recombined words. Nope. Thanks for the stream. There was a lot of inspirational stuff there. Thank you, sir. No problem, Clifford. I appreciate you being here. So, yeah, okay, with that, I will actually officially call close on the cookie clicker portion of the stream. Thank you, everybody, for coming out, and hopefully you enjoyed this. This will end up on YouTube, so if you missed any part of it or you'd like to recap it, it will be up in the next few days. There are also, I think, like 8 or 9 other chunks of these Q&A sessions that you can watch, so there's plenty of questions being answered. If you asked one and I missed it for whatever reason, my apologies. I will probably do another one of these at some point because I just really enjoy just hanging out.